Well, hello y'all. I'm so excited to be here today. My name's Allison Stillman and I'm here with Anne Kerry Ford. And I'm really happy to be with this woman. We work together in the relationship marketing. We're with Nearium International. And we did a training about a week ago, and Anne did a phenomenal training, and I said, we need to share this. This is really good information in this particular business, this industry. It's really all about personal development and the mindset that you have. And so I am really thrilled that she agreed to do this video that we get to share with you all. So this is an amazing leader on our team. She's an incredible friend and ally in this business, and I'm really thrilled to introduce Anne Kerry Ford.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm really excited to be here to basically share the training that I did for a group of Nearium brand partners maybe a week ago. And this is really about mindset. And, you know, it's pretty clear that in the business that we're in, mindset is everything. You know, I've heard it said, if you think you can, you're right. And if you think you can't, you're right. And it all starts with the self-talk, or the thoughts that you're thinking, or the mindset is either empowering you to accomplish your dreams and goals, or it's holding you back, and that you can be your best champion or your worst enemy.
Absolutely.
So I think it's really important to use some of the tools that are available to us, and for me personally, I found that really being open and coachable and teachable is a fantastic attribute in this particular business, probably in every business, but it really shows in relationship marketing, I think.
I agree.
You know, for me personally, I have had the privilege and the honor to have two mentors in particular who are responsible for providing some of the things that I'm going to be touching on today. One of them is Mr. David Bird, who is our elite leadership coach in Nearium, and he used to work for Mr. Paul J. Meyer, who is was a billionaire, and had many, many companies. I think it was about 40 different companies, and David Bird trained the top leadership in those companies so that they had massive success. After Paul J. Meyer died, David Bird went on to consult with the top brass in Fortune 500 companies, and really created a program, a system of allowing people to excel with this achievement system, you could say. And now he works exclusively for Nearium, which is amazing. I know, right? And the other mentor that I've really relied upon is Mr. Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, in the 82 years that he's been alive, is really a living example of someone who's dedicated to personal growth. He's actually a lineage holder of Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. And I say that in the sense that Napoleon Hill was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie to write the book Think and Grow Rich by interviewing all the most successful people of the day, the innovators, 500 of the most successful, most accomplished entrepreneurs of the day, including like Thomas Edison and Henry Ford, people like that. And he then had a protege, Earl Nightingale, who had a radio show and also founded Success Magazine. Those were some of his accomplishments. Earl Nightingale had a protege, Bob Proctor. They met pretty early on in Bob Proctor's career, and so Bob Proctor has read the book Think and Grow Rich every day for the last, I think, 49 years. He's read from this book every single day, and it's interesting. When I found Bob, maybe, I don't know, about a little over a year ago, I thought he was just amazing, the way he could embody those teachings and really make it very, very clear what to do to walk the talk that's in Think and Grow Rich. But every time I've seen Bob since then, and I think I've been to maybe 6 of his seminars in the last year, or maybe more, he is actually even more powerful in the way he communicates this material. And I think that the reason why he keeps expanding his excellence is because he does the personal development every day, that he's dedicated to personal growth, and you can really see that from one seminar to the next. It's amazing. So the thing that is really the starting place, according to Bob Proctor, is to have the right amount of confidence. I was telling Allison this the other day. I love this. It's really the ground for achieving. To have the right amount of confidence really means to know that you can do it. To have enough confidence to know that you are capable and worthy of doing anything, having anything, being anything, that you are, by your very nature, your DNA is perfect, as Bob likes to say. But you're not so confident that you don't think you need to learn from someone else. So there's a sweet spot there. The right amount of confidence is really, really important. So let's all have the right amount of confidence.
And I have to just say one thing here about that too. One of the things that I love about Anne is she is a consummate student. She studies the system. She shows up at events. She's doing Bob Proctor so that she can continue to grow. And I think that's really a big mark of how to have success in the world, is to be coachable and teachable. And you really embody that. So I have to give you kudos for that.
Well, I think I take that as a high compliment. I do think of myself as an excellent student. No matter what level of achievement anyone has, there's always further to go. There's more to refine in whatever it is that you're doing. So once you stop learning, you're declining. As David Bird likes to say, everything in nature is either growing or declining. So choose to grow. You're always going to be out of your comfort zone if you do that, so you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's really one of the keys to success. So as we're looking at our path in Miriam and how to achieve in Miriam, I really do believe that everything begins with a firm decision to achieve. You know, that once you have that right amount of confidence that you know you can do it, but not too much that you're not coachable, then to really draw your own line in the sand and say to yourself, I am achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve. I am a national marketing director. I am a Lexus earner, whatever it is that is important to you. So it's starting with the decision. Because if you start with one foot on the dock, the other foot in the boat, it's not going to be effective. It's almost like when I hear people say, well, I'll give it a try, or I hope I can do it.
You know where that's going to go.
It's really, that's a mindset of like cross your fingers and hope for the best. And the empowered mindset would be, I am doing this. I know I can do it. I'm going to figure it out. I don't know how to do it, but there are people who do know how to do it, and I'm going to be a great student, and I'm going to learn. But I'm all in. It's like having that commitment at the beginning, that firm decision is so powerful. I want to read this quote actually from Goethe that I brought along with me, which I think really sums it up.
Take notes, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have pen and paper out, you want to get pen and paper out, because there's some really good gems you're going to be hearing here.
Writing clarifies thought.
Yes.
So yes, take notes. So this is a Goethe quote. He says, until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now.
Yeah.
There it is. I think that's really powerful. And I was telling Allie this story in the car yesterday of when I was a kid. I was 16 years old, and I was living in Washington, D.C., and I was a junior in high school. I actually went to a ballet academy for high school. I decided that I would go and audition for the drama department at Juilliard. This was a decision, a firm decision. Nobody told me anything about it. I just decided to go. Got myself on a train, did my audition, threw it down at the audition, meaning I really it was a pretty fearless audition. You know, a few months later, got a letter in the mail that I had been accepted to Juilliard, and that was a pretty big deal. You know, they see a lot of people, and only like 30 get into Juilliard every year. So then I had to arrange, I'm 16, I had to arrange to move to New York, find an apartment, graduate high school early, and set myself up to go to this school for the next 4 years. So I was telling Allie that I went to New York the summer before it was supposed to start. I took an equivalency class for my English credit or whatever, so that part was easy. And I was walking down the street around Lincoln Center, where Juilliard is, looking for an apartment, and I see somebody on a stoop of a brownstone that I had been to school with like 2 years before.
16 years old, just saying.
16.
Made a decision.
Right, I made a firm decision. So what are you doing here? I'm looking for an apartment. She said, oh, there's an apartment in my building. You should come up and look at the apartment. She called the superintendent, and we looked at the apartment. It was a 2-bedroom. And, I was just one person. So it was really perfect, 2 blocks away from the school I was going to go to. So, I'm coming back out, and, thanks for showing me the apartment, but I really can't have a 2-bedroom. I'm just one person. Who do I see walking down the street as I'm coming out from seeing the apartment but the one person that I had met at my audition, Linda Olson. There she was walking down the street. I'm like, Linda! And she's like, Anne! We had had lunch together. There were thousands of people at the audition, and she was the one that I'd had lunch with. What are you doing here? She said, I got in. I said, so did I. And what are you doing here? She said, I'm looking for a place to live. And I'm like, well, I just saw a 2-bedroom apartment, like right here. Maybe we could be roommates. That's what we did. But it was almost like I was telling Allison, all these impossible things. A 16-year-old goes to New York, finds a place to live, sets herself up, blah, blah, blah. How are you going to do that? It was almost like checking off a grocery list, like milk, butter, egg, check, check, check. It's exactly what Goethe says. It's like he says, a whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance which no man would have dreamed would have come his way. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. I think that that's a perfect example. It's just like, this kid decides to do an unstoppable, going to happen, and the universe does conspire to give assistance that you can't make this stuff up. You just can't.
I think this is really important too, because Jeff and Mark and all of our leaders talk about our why, and if our why isn't big enough, then we don't have something pulling us towards it, and all of the universal forces aren't conspiring. I mean, this is perfect. Your dream was to go to Juilliard.
Right.
Most 16-year-olds aren't going to get on a train and go
Right.
to New York and walk to New York and make all this happen.
Right.
But your dream was so big.
I didn't even really care if I got in or not. I cared that I did my best. And then when I got in, I just had to make it happen. It was not like I hope, or I think, or maybe. There was no maybe about it. So that brings up an excellent point about your why, though, that you need to ask yourself, because this is really the fundamental thing that's going to allow you to either have success or peter out. And I work with a heck of a lot of people, and the ones that I see peter out don't have an effective vision statement. So this is really like the alpha and the omega of your success. Depends on the efficacy of your vision statement, and also how real you can get with yourself, like how personal and authentic can you be about what you want. This is telling yourself the truth. It really is like you have to look in the mirror and say to yourself what you really want. Not what your mother wants for you, not what your spouse wants for you, your kids, or anybody else. What you want from this business, you know? And if I was to jump through the camera and ask you what you want, you'd probably be able to answer, you know, I want to move to a better house, I want to quit my job, I want to send Johnny to college, or whatever it may be. But the most powerful thing you can do is really expand that, so that it's not only 100% compelling to you, but it's also going to be the magnet that pulls you towards success, that makes you impervious to the dream stealers, the naysayers, anything out there that might trip you up on your road to success. And there's going to be a lot of things that could definitely trip you up.
So roller coaster.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So this is really to empower you. And this is David Bird, who has suggested writing a vision statement, writing it manually instead of typing it. This manual writing, it creates a connection between your neural pathways and your hand that the typing can't do. So I would suggest writing it with a pen and paper, and writing it in present tense as if it's already happening. So what you're going to do is you're going to picture, this is the exercise, I'm going to give you the prompts here. I hope you're listening. Write them down.
This is the secret sauce, you guys.
It is the secret sauce.
This is the secret sauce.
It is the secret sauce. This is the most powerful thing that you can do for yourself. And what you do is you ask yourself, get quiet for one thing. Don't try to do this in the middle of a busy day. Do it after everyone else has gone to bed and you're just getting really real with yourself. Ask yourself, if time and money was absolutely no object, and you had all the time in the world and all the money in the world, all of the money in the world, what would you love? What is the life that you would love? Where would you love to live? What would you love to have? Who would you love to be? How would you love to spend your time? Who would you love to help? Where would you love to go? What would you love to do when you got there? What would you love? If you can picture it, like really picture it, like maybe it seems very far off, you know, and huge and amazing. It's your dream. You know, think of it this way. This is the life that you've been put on this planet to live. Unencumbered, uninhibited. You can do anything with your time. What would you love to do? Who would you love to help? How would that feel? What you're going to do is you're going to picture a day in the life of this person in the future, five years from now. So today is May the 6th. So it would begin. Today is May 6th, 2021, or 5 years out from whenever you're watching this video. Today is, 5 years from whenever you're writing this. And I am, and then you walk around in that life. Walk around in it so that it becomes like your imagination is going to fill in the details that are going to grip you. They're going to grip your heart. They're going to pull you into that picture. If you can conceive it and you can believe it, you can achieve it. So the whole idea here, according to Bob Proctor, who I just love.
We both do, actually.
Yes, and I'm not trying to pretend like I'm Bob Proctor. I'm just a great student of Bob Proctor, believe me. He says that the imagination is one of the great gifts that have been bestowed on mankind. So use yours. Not to picture all the things that you don't want, but to picture this amazing, empowered life of what you do want. And write it, a day in that life, completely without any constraints. You have all the time in the world and all the money in the world. If you're in a different house than the one you're living in now, walk through the house in your imagination. Look out the window. Are you at a beach? Are you on a mountain? Are you in a city? Are you on the top of a building? Where are you? You need to know what's in the kitchen. You need to know, what kind of furniture you have and what color the walls are. If you're helping someone, how does it feel to underwrite that foundation or that cause that you care about? Who are you hanging out with in this unencumbered life, in this empowered life? Who are your friends? How does that feel? What are you doing with these people? Where do you go together? How do you spend your time? Maybe you're not working at the same job that you're working at now. So what are you doing with your time? And how does that feel? Write it all out. Maybe this will come spilling out of you, or maybe it'll take some work. It doesn't matter. This is the most powerful thing that you can do for yourself. Just get it so that when you read it back to yourself, it should make you cry. It should be that compelling to you. It should make every cell in your body sing with joy that this is you and this powerful, empowered, beautiful, uninhibited life. And
don't you think that maybe if you've already written one and it doesn't have that, it might be time to rewrite it?
Yes.
I just recently did that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It can change. It can change, and it should change. But the whole idea, and this is not a creative writing exercise, this is really to get you picturing the life that you can't see or hear yet. Most of us live our life according to the conditions that are around us. But the whole idea here is that when you read this, you're giving yourself, you're setting your sail. You're telling yourself where you're going. Almost like, I like to say, a declaration of independence. Like, this is where I'm going. And you read it out loud every morning, out loud to yourself. Declaration of Independence. Every day. If you want to really double dip, read it again at night, right before you go to sleep. This is when your subconscious mind is really the most open, the most vulnerable to suggestion. Because what you're going to do is, if you picture it over and over and over and over, it starts to become real. And you're telling yourself where you're going. And it starts to become so compelling and so vivid that you're going to be moving yourself from where you are to where you want to be.
Feel it emotionally in your body,
yeah.
And then it becomes an attraction.
That's right.
Magnetizing it towards you.
Right. And who are you in this picture of your life? Who is this person? It's not the one that you're walking around with now, today. It's the one that you're going to be living in this future version of your life. The really, really expanded version.
Sometimes we have to act our way into actually feeling it in our bodies and feeling the vision.
But it starts with knowing what that vision is. Because if you're unclear about that or wishy-washy, well, it'd be nice to have a yacht, but I don't know, it's just that's for other people or whatever, then it'll never happen. But if you're really clear about it, like, I've always wanted to live on a boat, and I know where I'd go, and this is how it would work, and my friends would get on, and we'd do this, and we'd go here, and then I'd get off, and I'd do this. Then, as David Byrd puts it, most people plan their vacation better than they plan their life. So if you're really okay with just living the way that you're living now, and you want for nothing, and you really don't have any like desires in your heart that haven't manifested yet, then don't do this. But if there's something in there that's saying, I think there's more, I think I have the potential to do more, or be more, or have more, or give more, that expansion is actually, according to Bob Proctor, your higher self calling you to this success that you can have, that anybody can have. So you're empowering yourself by reading your own vision statement to yourself over and over. Write it in present tense as if it's already happening. Write it with a pen and paper. As soon as it loses its luster, rewrite it. And don't leave anything out. I don't care how practical or impractical it may seem. That's not the point. The point is to make it personal for you and to include the emotional content, as you put it. Really, how does it feel to give that much money to the charity that you care about? How does it feel to be helping your children in that particular way, or whatever it might be?
Because we certainly have a vehicle for success. We all know what Nerium is. There's never been anything like this. So to be able to have something that's pulling us with this vehicle, doing the activities and the simple system that we have, this is an incredible tool to pull us along when we might get discouraged, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's really a magnet. It's a magnet for, they say the bigger the how, the bigger the why, the easier the how. Write that down. The bigger the why, the easier the how. So,
and Anne, then could we just kind of take a look at maybe writing some affirmations, a great way to write some affirmations that will really boost, this really helps you get to the why as well. I'd love if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, the affirmations, they're really a way to impress on your subconscious mind, instead of the negative self-talk that we may be accustomed to, of, oh, why am I so stupid? Oh, there it is again. I messed up, or whatever we might be saying to ourselves, no matter how subtle, and sometimes it's really subtle.
And sometimes it's not.
And sometimes it's really obvious. Be that as it may, we have to extricate that. We have to reprogram. We have to rewire that. We have to reprogram our subconscious mind so that the self-talk is empowering instead of disempowering. The word abracadabra actually means I create as I speak, which means not just speaking the way I'm speaking to you, but how are you speaking to yourself here? How are you speaking to yourself? However you're speaking to yourself, you can change the tape, so to speak. You're not stuck playing the same thing over and over. Those are just neural pathways that you've kind of made a big groove in your mind, and that's used to connecting that way. So old habitual thought isn't going to leave without a fight. That's why you need to have affirmations that you handwrite every morning, or that you say aloud, or that you record your own voice in your phone and play back to yourself. You can put Post-its around, whatever. It's a way to imprint on your subconscious mind the things that are actually going to empower you instead of the things that disempower you.
I think, Jeff Olson talks all of the time about the untethered soul and the little voice in your head that says, no, don't go talk to that person. They're going to think you're a weirdo, aka Jeff Olson, right? So how do you change that little being that sits inside your head and says, you're not going to do this, you're not going to be good, you're never going to have success at
You're
this.
not cut out for this.
Right? How do you change it? This is a really, really incredible way to be able to overcome that little voice that tells you, no, you're not good enough.
So I brought some examples here. Now these are examples that I just made up off the top of my head, which I feel are some of the things that may be holding people back from having a success mindset in our company, in Nerium. I think you should write your own, though. So this is a Bob Proctor exercise. You start with a pen and paper, always. Not typing, pen and paper. And you write, if you had a magic wand, what would be the things that, if you could change just by going whoosh, you know that you would have instant success in this business. If you could change this, 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 and this, wow, it'd be obvious you'd be a 5-star national marketing director. So once you've made a list, and my list was pretty honking long, I tell you what, I'd change this, whatever it is, then you circle the top 2. So I just made a list of, I think I have 7 or 8 here. And what we've got, if you can see the top, these may be things that are holding someone back, okay? So feeling unworthy, like, you know, I just don't think that I'm as smart as that top ranking person, so I don't think that I'd really be as successful as she is. Being shy, I can't talk to people. That was definitely me. Definitely me. Viewing obstacles as problems or indications that you're not really cut out for this. That's an interesting one because I kept reading in Success Magazine how successful entrepreneurs would always look at obstacles and setbacks as this like way to persevere, and they looked at them like gifts. And I'm like, I don't look at them like gifts. I look at them like examples of how unworthy I am. Back to number 1, you know, how I'm just not cut out for this. So I wanted to change that up. Critical of others, I think that speaks for itself. Unfocused, unsure what to do. Maybe you're really motivated to want to have success in this business, but you're just a little lost. So like, I don't know if I can really get clarity about what to do like today. Micromanage, that's for someone who has a team. They tend to maybe want to show everybody everything all the time. Well, here, don't do it like that. No, you should say it a little more like that. Micromanage, being overwhelmed. That we call that the O word. Overwhelmed is just like you have a list of 60 things that you know would move your business forward, and you can't do any of them because there's 60 of them, and you only have half an hour. Yeah, where do I start? And then the last one, which is something that I think is a really disempowering belief, is maybe it's a subtle tendency to think this. If I have success, it's going to be stressful. I'm never going to see my family again. I'm never going to have any fun. I don't know if I really want that, so I think I'll just hang back here in my comfort zone and never really even find out. It just seems like it's just going to be too much. Okay, so what I'd suggest we do, let's keep holding that for now, is I wrote an empowering affirmation that's going to conquer each and every one of these disempowering beliefs. Okay, these are examples. I'm not giving you a script. I think you should come up with your own disempowering list and then just use these as examples of how you can take a quality like feeling unworthy and spin it around so that you're actually writing the opposite of that in the most empowering way that you can possibly think of. So for I am unworthy, I'm feeling unworthy of success, the empowering affirmation would be, I am so happy and grateful that I am 100% competent, worthy, and capable of accomplishing all my goals easily and effortlessly right now. So wow. Always start with, I am so happy and grateful. Always start, make a note of that. I am so happy and grateful that, la 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 la. And you can always add at the end, easily and effortlessly, because somehow we've kind of been programmed that if something's big and wonderful, it must be really difficult and take a really long time. And that's not necessarily true, is it? Where did we get that story? Let's change that up. Let's do everything easily and effortlessly. So, also use really, the cat wants to be in the shot. We have a kitty trying to get in the middle of all this. So, we're real people, real science, real results, by the way. So you want to use the biggest, most powerful, empowering words that you can think of. So 100% competent instead of just competent, you know. So number 2, shy. This was one of my big ones. This was one of the 2 that I circled in my list of things that I would change if I had a magic wand. So for shy, I wrote, I am so happy and grateful that I am a master at creating immediate rapport easily and effortlessly.
Could you say that one more time? Because I think a lot of people are going to relate to this
Shy.
one.
When I walked into a party, I didn't want to talk to people. And that's not a good quality for somebody who's in network marketing. I had to get over that, and I knew it. So I wrote, I am so happy and grateful that I am a master at creating immediate rapport easily and effortlessly. Okay? So that is something that when you do come up with your empowering affirmations, you want to write them every morning. Pen and paper, not typing, pen and paper. And you want to say them out loud. You want to put Post-its around. You want to maybe record your voice, have it in your phone, play it back to yourself. But do write them every morning, 10 times, according to Bob Proctor, 10 times every morning, at least. You want extra credit? 10 times at night. Do both. Why not? Viewing all obstacles as problems or indications that I'm not good enough. This was one of my top 2. Here's the empowering affirmation. I am so happy and grateful that I am a master at embracing all obstacles and setbacks as golden opportunities to learn and grow. I am so happy and grateful that I am a master at embracing all obstacles and setbacks as golden opportunities to learn and grow. I'll tell you something. I did this every day for 90 days, just like Bob Proctor said. I'm a very good student. I wrote it longhand, and it took a while. It's a half an hour commitment every day to write. That's a long sentence. And guess what? I've become really good at embracing obstacles and setbacks as golden opportunities to learn and grow. It's the course correction. It's cybernetics. If you're going to be successful, you're going to be challenged, and there are going to be setbacks. And if you can really learn how to embrace them, you're going to set yourself up for major breakthroughs, really. Okay, next one. Critical of others. I am so happy and grateful that I see the best in each person I meet and champion the best in each person I work with on my team. Do you notice I'm using big words? Champion the best in each person I work with on my team. Next one. Unfocused, not sure what to do. I am so happy and grateful that I easily identify and execute the highest payoff activities that will move my business forward right now. Micromanage. I am so happy and grateful to nurture the leadership abilities in my team by empowering them to bravely learn from experience. I think you're getting the picture here.
Experience is the best
teacher.
teacher.
It really is, but it's so easy to want to protect them, from mistakes. You learn from your mistakes, especially if you embrace all obstacles and setbacks as golden opportunities to learn and grow. Overwhelmed, right? The O word. I am so happy and grateful to be fully present with whatever activity I am engaged with. Or, I am so happy and grateful that I am a master planner who knows how to prioritize. Or
that one's great.
Make up your own. And then the last one, success means stress. Oh, it's got to mean stress. When you're those successful people, they must just be, out of their mind with so many things to do.
Overwhelming stress.
No. I am so happy and grateful to be achieving massive success in Miriam by having fun, finding joy in my activities, infusing humor in my words and actions, and leading with my heart, easily and effortlessly. You're ordering from the menu of life. You might as well order something really awesome, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Why not?
And I have to just say too, this really works. This stuff really works. We learned this, and Anne really is a much better student at this point because she spent so much more time with Bob. But Bob Proctor is a living example of this. He has a glorious life. There is nothing he can't have or do. He's funding massive philanthropic organizations and really creating a lasting legacy of positive change in the world. This really works. This is science. This isn't just, we're throwing this out there to see how it lands. He's the living example of it, and it's impacted my life so much. And so I'm so excited that you've shared this with everybody today, too.
This is great information, but it's what do you do with it? How dissatisfied are you with where you are right now? Because if you really want to make a change in your life, you have the vehicle, as Allison said, but it's up to you what you do with it. If you want to empower yourself, need to decide right now what you want from this business. Second thing, you need to write a very, very personal and effective and compelling vision statement. If it takes an hour or it takes a week or it takes a month, it's worth it. This is for you. And the third thing is put some fairy dust on it and have your affirmations so that you can impress on your subconscious mind these empowering statements that if you write them every day, not just for a week, oh yeah, I tried that for a week, didn't work. You need to knit this into your lifestyle, because no matter how far you go with this and how much success you see from doing this, there's always further to grow. So
take action on it daily.
Take action on it daily. Dream big and act on it daily. Exactly. Yeah. So this is a path of excellence that never ends. But honestly, I hope that you get in touch with us and let us know how it's working for you.
Thank you so much. This has just been fabulous.
Fun.
Yeah, we'll do more of this for you guys too. This has been great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you all soon.
Bye.